Yo, what up? It's your boy BigDonSkillz bringing you another video today. And man, we got a topic today that's super interesting, and I'm wondering what's actually going to come out of it. First of all, I want to give a shout out to my homie Travis for actually bringing this to my attention. He popped the information over on the Facebook side, and as always, I encourage every single one of y'all, if you got topics you want me to talk about and they're very interesting, I will definitely dive into them and give you a shout out too. So let's jump straight into this video. All right, so this article right here from Nintendo Life brings up some really interesting stuff. Nintendo is replacing its multiplayer server system dating back to the Wii U and 3DS era. So for anybody who isn't aware, if you play online on pretty much any Nintendo system, they have notoriously awful online modes. If you play Smash Brothers, you know in particular, Smash has very, very bad online, very, very bad servers. And essentially, it makes the game very hard to play, especially in quarantine where all the tournaments are being held online. So that's where you're kind of starting to see a lot of this stuff come into effect. A lot of games are starting to switch to a tournament-based competitive scene online. And if the netcode isn't good for the online experience, a lot of people are turned off from playing. So let's jump straight into that. Just a little background information for anybody who was new to the subject. All right, so Liam Doolin writes this article. He says, let's be real, Nintendo's online service hasn't always been the best. While it's always worked, it has not necessarily been a completely stable experience across every game. While we won't name any specific titles, Smash Brothers, Mario Maker 2, excuse me, you probably already know the ones that haven't run quite as smoothly as others. With this in mind, it seems Nintendo's online services are finally getting an update of sorts. With data miner Oatmeal Dome via this website, detailing how Nintendo will be replacing its multiplayer server system, which has been around since the Wii U and 3DS era. It's doing this by swapping from an NEX to a newer system called NPLN. Alright, so this is new information to us. They'll explain this in a little bit. The recent Monster Hunter Rise demo was the first game to make use of NPLN and was apparently a great way to test out how it worked under pressure. So Nintendo's already testing out this new NPLN system. With Monster Hunter Rise, the demo was available until the 30th, I believe. So the demo just shut. It was online and now you can only just play it offline. And when I played Monster Hunter Rise, you know that it's weird with Nintendo sometimes. A game could have like good online, but then the online features are kind of like lacking too. So, for example, a game that actually does have good netcode is like Mario Kart 8 for some reason. Mario Kart 8 is pretty flawless online. You barely see any sort of like lag, or you don't really see any issues with Mario Kart 8 that much. But Rise, the online was fine. It was just that the actual lobby system and the way of kind of gathering people online was a little weak. So I didn't see anything significant in this demo, but once again, it is a test. So we'll take it with a grain of salt. So this is from Oatmeal Dome, which I'll be checking out his Twitter here in a second. But here's his tweet about it. Switch Online. Nintendo is replacing its multiplayer service system NEX, used in most, if not all of their online games since 3DS/Wii U, with a new system called NPLN. So, as just said in the article, the Monster Hunter Rise demo was the very first game to use this in public. So, Oatmeal Dome further explains how NEX was originally created by a company called Quazzle. Back then, the tech was known as Rendezvous. Ubisoft bought it out in 2010, and this followed Nintendo licensing and renaming it to NEX. Nintendo has been using NEX for about 10 years now, but the tech itself is about 20 years old, and the Splatoon 2 version has an unused function to check to see if it's running on Windows 98. So ancient technology, dude. So will this improve things? According to Oatmeal Dome, he says probably not. The data miner goes on to state how Nintendo's primary goal at the moment is to make the transition as seamless as possible to ensure that users won't even notice. Once done, they can add new things or improve on existing ones. So one of the interesting things is that they said that Ubisoft bought this tech in 2010. I don't know if Ubisoft is still using it, but this kind of makes sense because Ubisoft games have some really like you heard what I was about to say. It has some really bad. They have some really bad servers, man. Like Assassin's Creed. Think of like Assassin's Creed servers, especially with Unity. How bad that game was. The Division had some questionable servers. Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six, like all these games had questionable. They've gotten better though. I'll say that a lot of these games have gotten better. But when they first came out, the Ubisoft motto is like they launched their games a year too early, and then in a year it'll be fixed. And that was kind of like the same with their online. So this all kind of makes sense. So I'm actually having some sort of high hopes for this because Nintendo's online is just unacceptable, man. For 2020, it's pretty unacceptable. There's no way that a company as big as Nintendo should be having the online that they have. And so once again, this is kind of his Twitter article, which I'll leave a link to in the description for everybody who wants to check this out. This kind of breaks things into, you know, a little bit more of a technical detail, as well as the website, which talks about the netcode in particular for Splatoon 2. I won't jump too much into it on this video, but I think it's some good information. Definitely check that out. I'm nerdy, you know. I like to look at little things like that. Oh, how does it network? You know, how does everything connect? It talks about peer-to-peer servers and all sorts of things like that. But I think it's good, man. I'm pretty excited. I think this should be some sort of step in the right direction. Now, that being said, it is Nintendo, so you never wanna just get like jump on the happy train. You know what I'm saying, per se. You don't want to just be like, man, Nintendo's actually doing something, dude. They're gonna fix the Ultimate Online. They're gonna do a Smash Melee remake, HD remaster, and put it on the Switch. Like, don't get too excited, okay? Just take it with a grain of salt. You know, hope for the best. Monster Hunter World was a good game. Had pretty solid online when it worked, but I'm hoping this Monster Hunter Rise can be pushed in an even better direction. And future games too. I would love to see them implement this for, of course, Smash Brothers and like Mario Maker 2, which I don't even know how Mario Maker 2 has lag. You're playing Super Nintendo Mario games. Anyways, that's all I got for today, man. I try to keep this one, you know, concise a little bit. Once again, shout out to the homie Travis for suggesting this video. I'll be streaming Final Fantasy VII Remake in a little bit before I head on to work. So if you see this video and you haven't jumped on my Twitch, what are you doing? Get on that Twitch, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Elbow drop, punch, turn the like button blue. I appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of y'all night, day, whatever. Peace out, deuces.